Okay, so as I was saying, I have my main tool for pocketing, and that will pocket out as much of this as I can. It'll leave quite a big radius, 20 mil radius in the corner. And then within the same operation, I have a 4 mil tool, and what that'll do is that'll come over to each corner and it'll just pocket out the last bit. It'll do that in all 4 of them in this instance, and then it'll do one last little profile cut around just to square it off completely, just so it's nice and square. And what that'll do is it'll leave a 2 mil round in the corner. Okay. There's some other bits there, but they don't really matter too much at the moment. I'll just press calculate. There you go. Now if you zoom in, right, you can see the tool goes up and down, and then it comes and does one profile pass around the outside. It then changes to the 4 mil, and the 4 mil comes in, and it goes from outside in, or probably inside out. Doesn't really matter anyway. And it'll cut that out, and once it's done, it'll do one little profile pass around. Okay. So, and I'm going to move this down here. This one here is the cutout. So generally, like you will want to cut out. You want to do your pocket before you do your cutout. Okay. So zoom in close to this now. Preview visible toolpaths. There's pocketing, profile pass, little 4 mil tool comes in, and then yep, and then you're left with a little checker door. Very simple. Very simple. Alright, so we have thread milling, we don't use that. Quick engraving, don't use that. Inlay toolpath, if you want to take some time and look at some YouTube videos, the guys are able to do some very impressive inlay work with different woods, very intricate. V-carve engraving, so I think if you do, if you're doing some sign writing, you can use the V-carve. It'll use a V-tool to come in and it'll like do all the cuts around the writing. Photo V-carve, look it up in your own time, it's quite interesting. Fluting, don't use. Texturing, don't use. Prism, no. Molding, have used before. Made a molded door, so imagine the shaker here, just with a mold on the inside. What the molding toolpath does is it uses a ball nose tool, and you can draw a profile. You can draw any profile that you want to cut out, and you then tell the toolpath to use that profile and the ball nose to go around certain squares that you pick. So you know, now we found a better way of doing a molded door, with actually using a tool, a form tool, as opposed to a ball nose. Molding toolpaths do take a long time. Not something you commonly use. Another thing I've seen someone do before was they had a wardrobe. There was like two, we'll say 600 wide cabinets on the outside, and then one big 1200 wide on the inside. The inside one was stepped out forward maybe about 200 mil, give or take, and the end gables between everything were curved. So someone used the molding toolpath to create a curved cornice that went on top of all them carcasses and end panels. It was quite impressive actually. And chamfer toolpath, no, we don't normally use that. 3D rough and 3D finishing, that's more so hobbyist kind of stuff. Tool database, yeah, you can click that, it'll bring in here. Let's show you all the tools that you've made. You can create a tool from going on here. You've got a couple of selections. Won't get into that now. If you're just playing around with the software, just get in there, make some tools, make a drill, make an end mill, make a pocketing tool or something like that, and just kind of use them to practice. We'll set up proper tools when we set up machines. I want to say no. So edit toolpath, no, don't normally use that. Duplicate, no. Delete, no. Recalculate, yes, actually. So if let me just create. Okay, just putting any toolpath on that, right? Interestingly enough, if I grab drawings and I move them after the toolpaths are put on, the toolpath doesn't follow, and that would catch you out early on in your time working on CNCs. So what you have to do is you have to recalculate the toolpaths. You have to recalculate the toolpaths once you've found your final position. Load a toolpath template. So I will get into making them in the next video. But if I go into, no, not there, doors. Yeah, I can load a toolpath template. So that here is the toolpath that is used for making J-handle doors. Okay, but I'll get into making the master. I can save selected toolpath, so if I go back, say, let's just say, for example, I've made these 3 operations by going through the bits up here. I know that's how I make a certain type of door. I can save them with all their settings inside to be called up again, and all I have to do is save. Now, don't use save selected toolpath. You have to save all visible toolpaths, right? Visible is anything that has the tick on it, right? If I save selected toolpath, the only selected one is the one with the blue around it, or so if I hit this one, I want to save all 3, and I accidentally save selected toolpath, I can only save one, and then I won't have it again. I have to save these, save all of them that are visible. Okay, just a point to note. Don't use that. Don't use that. No. Preview toolpaths. That brings us into where we were in here. Close that. Summary of toolpaths, including times. That's actually quite good. I haven't set it up. I haven't had a need to really. But this can tell you how long. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So basically 19 seconds is all it will take to cut that out. And if you have a full job, if you have like 10 sheets here all nested, and you select all your toolpaths and run down the long way here, it will tell you how long it is. Now, the only thing you have to do is time a job or two, find out exactly how long it is, and then just update your little scale factor, because look, it changes the total machining time, but it would actually be very accurate. Tile toolpaths, no. You can create a job sheet. I haven't had a need for it. It's better just to explain the job to whoever's running it, or if you're running it yourself, you don't even need that. And then the last one is save toolpath, and this is where we would, this is at this point we will save all our programs down here onto a file for the CNC. And a post processor is basically the language. How do I say? So VCarve is a universal software that speaks to many different machines. All these different machines require the information to be given to them in a different way. We use Syntec. Syntec is the controller on all our machines. So this will create a G code that the machine can read. Now I have 3 different ones. I really only use flip and push. So all these machines have a push bar on the end of them. Sometimes you want them to push. Sometimes you don't want it to push, so that's what push is for. You'll push carcass, you'll push doors when they're done on their other side, when they're done their second side, and then the other one I have is flip doors. And flip doors doesn't use the push bar, but what it does is when the program is done, it moves the gantry down as far back as it can go, well out of the way, such that you can flip over the sheet and not be hitting the gantry or the head or whatever. Syntec don't normally use it anymore, but that, when finished, it just brings the head back to the 0 point, which the gantry is actually still over the sheet, so that's why I made a new one for flip doors. But these can be adapted and changed around to kind of suit whatever needs. So yeah, I think that's a fairly good introduction to the toolpath.